Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Today we'll discuss an interesting shaila as it's brought in Shailas Utshuvas. One of the poskim was asked about a lottery ticket. What was the situation? Reuven bought a lottery ticket, paid $1 or so, $2, and then he saw his friend later on. He said, "You know what? Why don't you pay me $1 and we'll be partners in this lottery ticket, in the chance of winning." And sure enough, his Shimon gave him $1, and together they owned dual partnership in the lottery ticket. What happens? The mazel was a mazel tov. Sure enough, the large sum of money that the geidel, the lottery, was for, this lottery ticket won. So the Moicher, Reuven, comes running to the Dayan and asks the Dayan if he really has to give Shimon his part in the winning lottery ticket. Why not? After all, he gave you $1 to participate in the buying of the lottery ticket. So he says, "I'm a lamdan, I'm a learned person, and I could quote you what the Chazal tell us. Chazal tell us that there are different forms of acquisitions, different forms of how you show a kinyan, and there is a list of things of how you acquire fields, and there is a list of things of how you acquire metaltalim. Metaltalim are moving objects, not real estate. And Chazal clearly tell us that metaltalim einam niknim bekinyan kesef. Just by giving over money, that doesn't make the sale complete and final. The Gemara in Bava Metzia says, Mem Zayin Amud Beis, you specifically need kinyan meshicha. Meshicha means the sale only becomes final when the buyer draws it, brings some of it towards him. Then the sale is final. And since the lottery ticket was left in my hand, he only gave me $1 or some towards the shtatfus of the buying of the lottery ticket. The sale never became final. So I'm the sole owner of this ticket, and I deserve to win the whole sum of money. This shaila was brought in Imre Bina, and he responded by saying, look closely into the Gemara that discusses this acquisition of kinyan kesef, and you'll see that you misread the Gemara. Because in the Gemara there's actually a machlekes between Rabbi Yochanan and Reish Lakish. If kinyan kesef, we know, for example, fields, real estate, the Gemara says has chazaka, has shtar, has kesef. Whereas metaltalim, for whatever reason, there is a machlokes if this should all work by metaltalim too, by movable objects. As you quoted, you're right. But listen to the reason. Why is it different? Why is there a different list of kinyanim of how you show what makes a final sale to real estate, karkois, and what makes a final sale for metaltalim? The Chachamim were worried. If somebody Reuven sells to Shimon a movable object, and Shimon pays him money, and if you consider that, you will consider that the final sale, and Shimon didn't remove it yet, so what happens is, if anything goes wrong to that area, or the place, or the thing that supposedly was sold, the seller won't work hard to save the item anymore. In the term of Chazal say, Shemer Yomer Loi, we're afraid the seller will say, oh, the object that you bought from me, you gave me some money for, Nisrafu Chitecha Ba'aliyah. Your wheat that you bought from me was burnt in the upstairs over there. Sorry, it happened. Why didn't I rush to help you? Because it's not mine. Why is it not mine? Because the money you gave me made the sale final. So to worry for to save the situation, the Chazal say, kesef should not be the final sale by metaltalim. We want that the moicher, the lekeach, the buyer, should actually take some of it, so it should leave the reshus of the moicher, so there shouldn't be any excuse for the moicher not to help and worry when push comes to shove, and when there's a problem with the item that's being sold. We want the lekeach, the buyer, to take it away. Okay, that's why there is an opinion that says that just giving the money is not the final sale. But let's talk about your situation. Your situation in the lottery ticket. A, it was a partnership. So there is no way that you would say it got burned, because you wouldn't allow it to get burned. Because you want the winning ticket as much as he wants it. So the whole worry that the Chazal had wouldn't apply here. And second of all, as it says, like for example, the Shoel Meshiv had a similar shaila, and he says the reason why the Chachamim Mevatel Kinyan Kesef doesn't apply in every Kinyan, doesn't apply in any metalton that goes with Kesef. L'dugma, for example, Sifrei Kodesh. If somebody sells holy svarim, even if the person only gave him Kesef, the sale is final. Why? If I sold somebody else Sifrei Kodesh only by the money, and there was no other acquisition, there's no other form of Kinyan, I'm still gonna do everything within my powers to save it from Chas v'Shalom being burnt. So we see that whenever we remove the worry of Nisrafu Chitecha Ba'aliyah, the Kinyan of Kesef does apply, is the final sale. So the other gentleman, Shimon, who gave you the $1 for metalton because you were still involved, and you don't want that card to burn. You want to make sure that it's still around to be able to claim the winning ticket. So by him giving you the $1, the sale was final, and you have to split the money with him, because that's the Yoshidika thing to do. Shikoyach, and please join us again next week.